Welcome to Happiness Matters Podcast Edition. I'm Goddess Valentine, the Healing Goddess. I have a passion and quest for anyone whose heart is open to receive enlightenment, love, and just a heartfelt message. I will continue to add to the universe light and inspiration for the people. When you feel better, you do better. I want to help people to learn how to feel and read energy. It takes a skill. It's a skill that if you keep working at it, you will develop. It. Even the people with the most brightest smile and loving face are very attractive. You got to get past that because that's very tricky because you're just looking at their beauty. But one way is to tell if a person's eyes are flat. If a person's eyes are flat, they have a lot of pain in them, just shielding blockages, just a whole bunch of things. And they're just surviving. And then you see people with a little glimmer in their eyes, and then you see people with really bright, illuminating eyes. Okay? Those are wonderful signs. You could tell when you're talking to a person. When a person's not being honest with you, their eyes dimmer. They turn a little bit darker. So it's always good to try to look at somebody in their eyes when they're talking to see if they're being really authentic and true. Also, if you close your eyes and you enter spaces, you can feel different energies in the room. You can feel, just follow your antennas, your little antennas that's all over your body. I think of them as my pores. What is my pores telling me? What is it reading? What is it feeling? And know that that is true. Whatever it is, it's true. It's not an emotional thing. It's a sensory thing, And once you can start to connect with your senses in a way, then you'll start to become deeper into your practice. It'll be deeper for you. It'll be easier for you to learn how to connect. Meditation really helps to clear the mind and to ease the heart. But if you're nervous and panic attacks and all of these things, people drink wine, take Prozac, Xanax. I really don't like people on this stuff. If you're in a traumatic situation, I understand it. But it really kind of robs you of your pure senses. Like, what did the people do, the cavemans? What did they do? They didn't have Prozac or Xanax, They might have had weed, smoking the peace pipe, maybe. But anyway, what I'm saying is that you can really, it's not what you want, what you think you want. All the anxiety, all the fears, and all the driven. That is just such toxic poison that so many people suffer in this country. I really wish that it would stop. Okay, we're going to see through the sensory of feeling. Feeling. When you put your hands over fire, you feel that, like a little small fire, you feel, it could be hot if it's too close, but normally it feels warm, like it feels nice and warm. And then, you can just walk and, don't walk trying to think, okay, I'm supposed to be feeling something. Breathe in, breathe out, and say, universal intelligence, please guide me and tell me what I'm supposed to feel in this room. And give me an idea or a thought. Give me a sign to show me what I need to do to clear this room. Or show me the best place to sit and eat. And, you can do that. And your senses will start to rise. I really wish more people would really hone in on their gifts, because all of us have this stuff. We just don't use it. We're just really in our headspace, and it's just too much. We need to be using our gifts over our third eye and our sensory feeling, and and receiving, learning to have your crown open and to where the intelligence can come through, and clearing ourselves and our homes and our bodies to where we're not blocking the energy flow, because it's always important to keep ourselves in a very beautiful, purified state as much as we can. It could be just as simple as just doing a white sage. There's times where I have to go into the office, and let me tell you something, the energy in there could be so toxic, and when I come home, I don't want to breathe that energy into my home, so I just pick up a little white sage, and I quickly white sage myself, and ask for everything to be uplifted, transmuted to light, and send it on its way, and I just walk into my home. I mean, it's that serious, so know what you're feeling. If you feel uneasy, maybe you're taking on somebody else's emotions. Let me tell you something. I think I'm a good listener now. I wasn't before, but I wanted to develop the skill because I wanted to be more kind and less selfish. And so then at one point I was listening to all doom and gloom, and I stopped that, so now I have a balance of that. But what I'm saying is that I was listening to people constantly over and over again, and then it was like that emotion, that vibration, those words was like soil going into my ears. That's what it felt like. And I started to become these emotions, these feelings. I'm like, this is not even my stuff. You know what I mean? And how much that what you're going through is actually your stuff. Really? What is really your stuff? We don't even know, because we're just so inundated with bullshit all the time, And we need to have some distance and some time of cleansing and purification. I'm telling you, the people, our ancestors that walked this beautiful earth many, 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 many moons ago, really had it going on. They knew when to cleanse and purification. They knew when to smudge themselves. They knew when to cleanse themselves. They had it going on, and they followed the cycle of the moon. And you know what? It is so true. I'm working on moon cycles. I'm working on following the moon and doing certain things. But, I just have to continue to remind myself, because I want to follow this stuff because it worked for them. It worked for them, thousands and millions of people that walked this earth before us. And why wouldn't it work for us now? You know what I mean? And so I want you guys to understand the gift of sensory, of feeling and using your antennas. And copper is a great energy conductor. So if you wear like a copper bracelet, copper jewelry or whatever, the copper can definitely help you tune in more and to feel. So copper is a great tool for that too, to help you. And it's not an emotional thing with your heart. When I'm feeling energy, I'm actually feeling it on my ears. I'm feeling it on my hands and my arms. I'm not doing anything emotional, like, oh my God, I feel this is it. No, it's nothing like that. You just know what you feel, and you know what you need to do. It's an unspoken word. It's just something that and that intelligence is right there if you ask for it. But you got to be out of your mind. You can't have blockages and fears and panic attacks. It will not work. It will not work. You just need to be at that peaceful place. And, if this is something that you really want, you'll do it, and you'll get it. And in time, you'll be really great at it. We need more energy, people that can read energy and feel energy. We need more people out here because there's a lot going on. And we need people that know how to clear energy, move stuff around, and different gifts are be given to different people. Some people be masters of crystals. I'm into herbs and crystals. I'm also into readings. I love readings. I love to assist people with antidotes to help them get to where they need, and I'll be doing energy readings, which I can't wait for. I make my own decks of cards that go with the wisdom I've learned and how the gifts that have been downloaded to me and continue to download. So I have my own universe of wisdom, and that I've received and that I've learned. I've gone all the way back to the oldest faiths and practices and things that they have done, and I've incorporated all of that to create something so wonderful. And I love to call myself the healing goddess because I'm an energy healer. I love energy. Energy is very easy to work with, and it can be very scary depending on what you're into. I'm not into all that other kind of stuff, but I'll teach you how to understand that your behaviors and what you do contributes to what you bring in to your life. And if you could slow that down and really understand that, then you'll see and know, how you can take the driving wheel and empower yourself and change. But also sometimes people live in really horrible environments, and I call them the lotus flower people, because they're in the muck and mire, and they will raise through that and illuminate, just like the beautiful lotus flower does. The lotus people, they have to be as strong as possible, because sometimes because I was in a very tough environment when I was younger, and I just zoned out. I've learned to zone out and go into my world, and that was my safe haven. And so it was interesting because I looked at a picture. I have a picture of and for many years, every time I look at this picture, I'm like, oh, I'm so sweet and so peaceful. But now I look at the picture, I'm like, oh my God, I was a warrior. There was so much I was fighting, and I had to go into my own worlds just to shield and protect myself, because I was a kid dealing with issues with my mother and her narcissistic ways, and it was really tough. It was a really tough environment, and I look at myself, no, not as something that looks so sweet, but a survivor, a warrior, a gladiator. You know what I mean? And so there's so much gladiator in all of us. We just don't realize it because, a lot of people the stuff that they talk about here is being victim and, looking outward. Everything is inward, what we bring in. Sometimes we are the monsters in our own lives. We create all of this kind of stuff, like worrying and panicking. You can't do all that. Can't do all that. Have you done your due diligence? If you haven't, get on it and do your due diligence and do everything that you possibly can and know to ensure that you have done it. And then the rest is faith, and you give it up to the divine. You do your offering of gratitude and thankfulness. You know what I mean? And you just wait, and it will all come, the way it's supposed to, And, my husband's like, if God wants it, it's great. And if God doesn't want it, it's still great, because we don't know what's ahead. He has the eyes of the future. He knows everything. So, we don't want something and it could be detrimental to us. We just have to think that way. But sometimes we want things so bad, and we just don't get them. And we get so upset with God, but we have to just think there's a positive reason for it. And right now we just don't know what it is, but it always is revealed. You know what? I'm glad I didn't get this. Even though I was so upset and I was so hurt, I'm glad I didn't get it because of A, B, C, and D. And then, you get gratitude. It would be easier if we know in the beginning, but it doesn't work that way. So, really try to tune in on your energy, and different, crystals help you tune in to make you stronger, carrying crystals with you, I used to want to think I'm going to radiate off the planet with crystals, but I've learned that just having them next to your body, they just fuse with your energy field. Crystals can't be corrupted, so you will get the highest frequency of that crystal, and it's only blessings that come to you from these beautiful gifts. And they're your friends, and they want you to work with them and be with them, and they want to give to you, so they'll help you understand energy. and what's going on. And you can start to know things before things happen. You can start to like, oh, this is and it will just come out of your mouth. And people are going to say, oh my God, where did this come from? And it just comes. That's how your intuition will grow and your gift expands. And it's just like really wonderful, but it just takes time. It just takes time. It's not just staring at people. It's like eventually you'll see the energy around people. Eventually you'll see the energy in the room. You could see it. And I haven't gotten to colors yet. I would love to see colors. I haven't developed that side of the gift yet, but I can see energy. And I can know I can just know with certain things, and I love that gift and I'm thankful for it. And I guess according with my personality, that's a good gift that I have tuned into. There's other gifts I really want, but I would have to practice at it. And I wish it was like, there's so many people that know so many different things because their gifts have been opened and they're working through their things. So there's so much knowledge on YouTube, and it's what connects to you. With me, I think anything that's connected to the divine and, that is beautiful and gentle and romantic. I absolutely love anything that connects to the divine energy because it's all merciful. And it's all grateful and it's all loving. And I love the gifts. And I love to teach people how to tune in their gifts, and how to feel and what this is, and get out of your headspace of what you think it should be. Get out of all of that because it ruins you. It blocks you from really feeling, because it's so much more than what you're thinking. It's so much more and it's so much greater. Just to know that your antennas are up and you can walk anywhere and know what you need to do and what you don't need to do, And there's a great thing too about Ho'oponopono. If you want to learn more about that, Ho'oponopono is phenomenal. It will take you to another level. I have seen miracles right in front of my face just transform with Ho'oponopono. So we could definitely talk about Ho'oponopono another time, but this should be helpful. I hope I'm not rambling on. I hope I make sense. But it's a great start to learn how to get your antennas up. Anyway, thank you so much. I have an energy shop called Happiness Matters 88, and it's on Etsy.com. So if you go to Etsy.com and you search for shop Happiness Matters 88, you can see this beautiful high-level energy shop of wonderful herbs and tuning forks and readings for your energetic needs. So anyway, thank you so much for listening, and talk to you soon. Bye.